Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. Good to see Isabella Butters, who has been first on the YouTube side. We miss Selby. We miss Miss Selby, who is usually here first on our YouTube comments. But good to have each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from today, around the world. Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. So good to have so many of you. We are below the belt, folks. We are below the belt. And again, welcome to each and every one of you. I am so privileged to be joined today by the one and only Jurita Finance. She's been a leftover from the morning program,
I don't like
FYI.
that description. I do not like that
Here's
description.
story now. Here's story now. You know that Bacchanal saying, yeah.
Correct yourself, Sharon.
Folks,
Correct yourself.
in Indiana, we call them Viragos. The Trinidadians call them Bacchanales. They're like problems. Julie has been with us since the morning program. FYI, we want to thank so many of you. We want to thank all of you, rather, who have joined us for FYI this morning. We had tremendous challenges with the program, beginning with blackout. Or as them boys call it, shutdowns, interconnected Demerara Burby's system shutdown. That's what they're trying to convince us.
Accumulation of darkness.
An accumulation of darkness. If it's not just shutdowns, they elevate it. It's cascading shutdowns rather, or an accumulation of darkness. Them boys different. They're different. But so good to have Julia in studio with us. We're talking about the PPP lies and the price of progress. It high, because things tight. It high. The price of progress high, folks. Real high. But before we get into that discussion, we're so glad to be joined by Maureen Coppin Williams and Karen Clark and Andrew Cuthbert, all the other folks, right? Yes, it's really, it is the price, is emphasis. Some people are looking at our we should put it in uplifted single commas. We talk about the PPP lies and the price of progress. We're happy that we got so many people watching so keenly. It's DHE is the price of progress. It's them two prices. So pace and power. Andrew Cuthbert says in 2022, so glad to have Shondell Moses and Paulette Hicks, Marilyn Ford and more Paulette Hicks, Kevin Pierce and Brenda Braffett, Claire Capel. Good to see you guys. Good to be here with you along with my co-host Jurita. From the morning program, FYI, so good to have everyone. You guys wonder what's the weather where you are and what you guys are having for lunch. But I just had a little bacon eggs, again, as I held over from this morning's breakfast. And had I'm having some hot chocolate. Julia, how are you doing lunch?
Well, I haven't decided on lunches yet. I'm going to be having a late lunch. I've been working.
Well, make up your mind quick, man.
We start. Well, like Sharon said, we had a late morning, but we're going to be pushing through to make sure that we have everything in order for lunch at least by 2:00. That's not really lunch anymore, Sharon.
It's high tea. It's high tea or it's brunch. Brunch is already there. Brunch is late. It's high tea. I know it's definitely high tea.
Brunch is between breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, good. So it's high tea. Anytime between lunch and anything into the afternoon, it's high tea we have it. But good to see Beatrice Selby. Beatrice, you are late. I want you to know you are late. You have other folks who were here before. At least one other folks. Beatrice, you can't get us accustomed to having you, ringside for all intents and purposes as the first person. Then we come today waiting for you. We actually started the program late because we said it's not a program unless Beatrice Selby is here.
Beatrice, I tell you, Sharon, we're going to be counting down the days when we have to give Beatrice this little award. Beatrice is always the first person to be here. She's never, ever late. So
I give you that.
It must have been something extraordinary for Beatrice not to be early and on time.
Beatrice says only today. Y'all don't get tired up. Rowena says she's having some okra and fish in Linden and it's raining in Linden. Damn you,
I want okra and
damn
fish.
you.
I want okra and fish. That's all I know, right?
Having your okra and fish there.
I probably need to take a trip to Linden.
Yep, you can keep the rain, but send the send the okra and the fish. What else you guys are having? What else you guys are having for lunch? Ravi Kemraj is here in the house, up in the hissa. Good. Beatrice, say, I'll take your time. Maureen is here as well. And Marina asks the question, how do you cook with the children? You just put them out here.
But no, they get
Send them
used
by
to.
the auntie or the
You have
uncle.
to give them tasks to do. You don't leave them idly by. Give them something to do. They can assist with some things. You don't have them directly at the stove in the kitchen or anything like that. But they can do little things.
Yep. Correct is right. Jem Isaacs is here. I see JG joining us on YouTube. He's a tuber. Good to see you, JG. Candy Lynn Injury says she's having chow mein and vegetables. Well, chow mein is really stable, but the vegetables, how you manage it, girl? You push like that.
Bougie.
I got a friend who knows a posh. Push.
It's bougie.
You push like that. Bushy like that. Huh? Marlene Hurst answered one of the
But I
questions.
hear her say that she have chicken in her chow mein. So.
Vegetables. I tell. I tell Chongmin for candy. Pamela Gurek, good to see you there, Pamela. Good to see you. We see Shondell Moses as well. Folks, as we're coming on, there is a press conference that is ongoing via the PNCR, and we just wanted to, I think it's still ongoing. We just want to tune in, give you guys a sense of some what is happening there. We're going to linking to their broadcast for a few to give you a sense of what is happening on that end. I think it is still ongoing. That's what the guys are telling us. But I'm seeing it saying here that they were live, so I don't know if they're still on. I think they may have concluded the press conference already. But just by way of notice, FYI, that there was a press conference that was hosted by the People's National Congress Reform. We saw folks like Gary Best as part of the head table, Natasha Singh Lewis, Member of Parliament, John
The
Webber,
chairman, Sherwin.
and we saw the PR officer, Shanika Haynes, there as part of the press conference as well. And so we just wanted to alert you guys to that. But we're gonna bring you guys into that shortly. Bear with us. Bear with us.
That press conference has actually been concluded, and that's a press conference.
Why in the tea? Something in the
Once
water.
concluded, the persons definitely can go back and have a look
Yeah.
at that.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna still pass into some of the audio, just to give you guys a sense of what transpired there, and we're gonna be back on the other side. Take a listen, guys. And you should have it in just a sec. Stay with us. Share the live stream as we wait, and we want you guys. We love the emojis to see how you guys are feeling out there today. So smash that emoji button as well, and share the live stream. I'm gonna try to clear my throat here, whatever's in this tea. Got the I coughing. Got me coughing. I think we're gonna get just a sec. We're gonna get some audio out of the just concluded press conference. Again, this is the People's National Congress press conference for today, Tuesday, February 2022, February 22nd, 2022. This is some of that.
I'll take this time as we are about to celebrate tomorrow to wish our media personnel and our viewers a happy 52nd Republic Day. Sorry. On our panel today, I have three members, which I will introduce. From my right, with me, is our chairman of the party, Mr. Sherwin Holder, followed by Member of Parliament, Ms. Natasha Singh Lewis. And to her right, we have retired Rear Admiral Gary Best. Now, as is customary, the statement will be read. It will be done in three parts today, after which you will be allowed to ask questions by the raise of hands. We will start off with the questions pertaining to the statement, and I will indicate when we will begin taking questions for the open segment.
Good morning, members of the media. Good morning, members of the media and your viewing audience. I will be reading the first part of today's press statement. The PNCR will not relent in its effort to get the police force to address complaints from citizens about abuse of power by some of its ranks. At our press conference on Tuesday, 8 February, we informed the nation of the numerous complaints the party has been receiving from citizens about the abuse of power, discrimination, and victimization by some ranks of the Guyana police force across the country. To this end, you will recall we wrote the Commissioner of Police requesting a meeting to discuss this crisis. We are aware that on many occasions, police ranks are taking instructions from the PPP and are abusing their power. We expect the Commissioner will ensure that a requested meeting is convened so that the issue can be dealt with in the interests of justice for all our citizens. Notwithstanding the GPF seeming inability or unwillingness to address this critical matter, our party will not allow it to slip below the radar. The PNCR wishes to advise Guyanese to bring to our attention cases where elements in the Guyana police force are abusing their power and incarcerating them illegally. The PNCR will be helping citizens to take legal action against the GPF and those of its elements who abuse their rights in a manner that victimizes the poor and the powerless. We intend to relentlessly pursue it until the Commissioner of Police engages in serious and genuine efforts to fix this problem. To this end, a motion was prepared and will be submitted to the National Assembly.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To preserve public respect for the National Assembly, recent negative trends must be reversed. Our recent parliamentary sessions, we have noted trends that, if not arrested and reversed, will diminish public respect for and the prestige of our National Assembly. The performance of the Speaker of the House has reached a crisis point in terms of his blatant bias and subservience to the government. At his January 8th press conference, leader of the PNCR, Comrade Aubrey Norton, had cause to remark that the Speaker has been and continues to be complicit in making the National Assembly a tool of oppression, and noted further that he, the Speaker, is incapable of managing the affairs of the National Assembly in a fair and transparent manner. Since then, the Speaker has shown no signs of self reflection, self correction, or remorse. The evidence suggests that he has gotten worse. We believe that the increasing number of calls from citizens and civil society organizations for Minister Nigel Darmlal to be removed from office is appropriate and justified. His insult to a female member of parliament in the National Assembly, compounded by his so called apology, has severely damaged the social contract and the conduct Guyanese are willing to accept from a government minister and public official. To overlook Minister Darmlal's violation without appropriate sanction runs the clear risk of normalizing the crude and misogynistic behavior that our society is struggling to discourage. To send the right message to our young men, Nigel Darmlal must go. Thank you.
Members of the media, the PNCR calls on the government to explore other viable options to utilize our natural gas resources. The PNCR has noted with concern a statement last week by the government's gas to shore project lead, Winston Brassington, that the completion of the commercial agreements and the construction of the gas pipeline will begin by the fourth quarter of 2022. From this announcement, it is clear that the government intends to stubbornly forge ahead, ignoring the several red flags raised by independent analysts and technical experts on the project's costs, design, and viability. Guyanese have suffered the consequences of such PPP recklessness before, losing billions of dollars in such monumental fiascos as the Skeldon Sugar Factory, the fiber optic cable project, and currently the packaging plant at Enmore. The PPP has consistently wasted taxpayers' money on ill conceived projects that facilitate PPP corruption but deliver no real benefits to the people of Guyana. In our own consultations with experts, the PNCR is convinced that there exist more viable and less costly options in utilizing Guyana's natural gas resources. In particular, the use of ISO containers to ferry liquefied natural gas to shore is a much less expensive and more environmentally friendly transportation method. We are advised that LNG ISO tank containers are seen in the industry as the easiest and most flexible means of conveyance to transport gases. Apart from the massive cost savings relative to gas pipelines, the LNG tank container option would allow the country to export excess gas to several overseas markets. Clearly, this is a better option since such export is not possible in the pipeline project. The nation has regrettably witnessed government's stubborn attitude to depart from parliamentary norms and by itself determine the future of the nation's oil and gas resources, as exemplified by their recent ignoring of the parliamentary opposition in passing a new natural resource fund legislation. This is a patent violation of this constitution, which is based on the philosophy of inclusive governance. It breaches Article 13 and other provisions of the Constitution. The PNCI therefore calls upon the government to immediately consult, discuss, and relook at the pipeline proposal in the light of the existence of a superior method of utilizing our nation's huge natural gas resources. The potential large cost savings can be used to lift the living standards of the many poor and struggling families in our midst. It is not too late for the government to listen. The nation is watching. We thank you.
Yep, yep, yep,
Thank
yep,
you
yep,
to the
yep, yep.
panel.
Welcome back,
Now
guys.
we'll
And again,
open the
that
floor
was
for
the
questions. I will ask that you
PNCR
show
press
ID.
conference for today, Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, being facilitated there by Shamika Haynes. There is the PNCR chairperson, Mr. Sherwin Holder, is at the head table. Natasha Singh Lewis, member of parliament, in addition to the chairperson of the PNCR, Sharon Hole, and then there is also Mr. Gary Best, Rear Admiral Gary Best, retired. And I think that Mr. Best is an advisor to the PNCR, if memory serves me correctly. But that are some of the statements that came out of that press this morning, and all very important points. The respect and confidence that has been lost in the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour Nadir, the price tag and the evolving costs, which is part of our discussion to, today with some of these big projects like the gas to show project at Wales, for instance, among some other issues like the police force and how they should be conducting themselves in a much, much, much better manner. Again, those are some of the statements coming out of the PNCR presser there that has concluded a few minutes ago. Good to see Peter Stills and Coretta Reynolds, Carlotta Reynolds, as a matter of fact. Rowena Williams is here too, and we have Shondell Moses. I'm hearing my accent, and that's why I'm laughing. Andrew Cuthbert and Tasha Silat. Good to see you there as well. I see, yep, I see Chavonga, right, is here as well. Very nice names. Jacob Creek. Jacob Creek, is that a series? Jacob's Creek?
Dawson's Creek.
Which is Jacobs? But if Jacobs Creek is, Jacobs
It
Creek.
could be if Dawson's Creek is, Jason's Creek could be.
I figure.
So you never know.
Joylin Cook, what's in the pot today, Joylin? What's in the pot today, guys? We got Onessa Wardine is here as well. And guys, as we get into our discussion, we saw some signage by the Ministry of Finance today, my Lord. Jurida? Signs of the times. Signs that Ashley Match like it going his age. Ashley got
Well,
bold by.
Ashley, he made it his duty to speak about any mistake that was made by numbers. That is Ashley. He goes out there and he makes a big issue of these things. So we need to do him do justice, and we need to put out when that he doesn't really understand the difference between independence and actually republic celebration.
Well, I don't know if Dorita has the notation where she is. Maybe she can give better context in terms of what really transpired in the photograph that we put out on social
No,
media.
but actually, what it was is because we're celebrating now, like we've been saying, this week we started Monday off by saying we're into the week of celebrating Republic Day on the 23rd, which is tomorrow, and it will be our 52nd year as a Republic of Guyana, and we saw signage being put out there by the Ministry of Finance that said from 1966 to 2022, that's our 52 years. I don't know what kind of massage he was doing there, but even if he had just simply
Ashley
subtracted
different.
52 from 2022, he would have realized that date should have been
Ashley
1970.
different. Makes me
Right?
wonder if the budget figures right.
Well, that's a question all by itself.
Might have intended something different, but the ministry different. And you guys can see that photograph of the signing up on our page as we seek to keep you guys informed, right? That the Ministry of Finance,
Finance.
they act them out now.
Well, let me just say, and I keep telling persons, public pressure. This is something that they're not used to. This whole information age. So they went out there and they put out their nonsense, and then they quickly went and I guess printed some pieces of paper to go and put it over the incorrect date. So now they are mounting the corrected signage out there. So it's from one thing to the next, but
And it's symbolic of who these guys are, because nothing has changed unless you get some public pressure.
correct. We've been saying this, and it goes like when they went around the issue, that's another issue all by itself. But whoever did the signage, or whoever sent it out to be done and put that information there, they need to take check of their history altogether. And there was a big difference, between Guyana gaining its independence and Guyana becoming a republic. So they need to get themselves in order over there, the Ministry of Finance.
Yep. And while that's happening over there, we got with us, is it Argate Castillo Edwards? Good to see you. Fancy name, Patricia Kissoon, good to see you as well. Pauline Austin, good to see Pauline. I see Eartha London is here too. Caroline Hitson, Samoa Williams, they're about two. Good to see each and every one of you guys. Good to see each and every one of you. Pauline Austin, Samoa Williams, Rena Williams, a lot of the whole Williams family out here today.
I was looking at that as
Alex
the names
Boom.
keep coming up. I'm seeing so many Williams out there. I gotta go and check it and see how many Williams actually reside in this country. What a record show. Pauline says it's confusion powder. Peter Sills, is it Peter Sills? Hey Peter, good day. How are you doing over there? We have Roxanne Jacobs watching with us. Roxanne, nice to have you on with us watching. And
Yeah, and we really hope that these
Lewis.
guys take the opportunity and share the live stream and smash that emoji button as well. Welcome to Below
I
the
like
Belt.
how you're nice and proper when
Those
you're
joining
below,
us?
below the belt and in the morning for FYI. In the evening he's not proper like that. In the evening he says, share the damn live stream.
In the evenings we get on bad. We just get on bad. It's no holes bar.
Yeah. So I say that to say,
Felt
kindly go out there and share the live stream. Make
pelting
sure
people in
that
the
you
throat with the
you do
bella
your
kind of thing.
part in disseminating credible information.
Yep. That's what we gotta do. But today, guys, we're discussing the PPP lies and the price of progress. The PPP lies and the price of progress. Share the live stream for us, as Jyoti says, and smash that emoji button. We're talking about the PPP lies. Nicola, best you know it, you understand it. You told me that. Favorite, you tell me the wicked stinking dirties. That's the PPP lies and the price of project and the price of progress. Them boys spending some money out of this world, but are we getting value for dollar? Let's pick up the discussion, for instance, and what we were talking about over the weekend. The fact that they came to this country and they said we're going to open back the sugar estates. Apnu the wrong, the last administration the wrong. We always like to blame the other person. We always like to blame the other person. And invariably, when George and I, as friends, talk about relationships, we often say, it's only so long the problem is with other people. At some point, the problem is you. You understand? The problem got to be you. Everybody wrong and you alone right. The problem got to be you. So APNU didn't know how to manage the sugar estates properly. They didn't know how to manage the industry, APNU AFC. And you all were coming back to do a much better job in a big way. Bigly, you want to make sugar great again. How they going for y'all? Here is where the promise was made, even when they entered into office. And for those who may not have joined us over the weekend, this is the Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, again reinforcing that yes, we promised that we're going to reopen the sugar. And we've already started the process. Take a listen to him.
All, I want to say that the PPP Civic, we are committed to all the promises that we have made in our manifesto. And many persons are looking forward for the reopening of those sugar estates that were closed. As you rightly said, we have committed in our manifesto that we'll reopen those sugar estates. I want to say that already we are starting to do some work in that area.
Yep. That's the fella himself, Jurita. That's the fella himself. You all know how much that packaging plant costs this country? You think you understand how much that packaging plant costs this nation? That those guys have now abandoned and gone. You know how much it costs this country, Jurita?
But before you even get to that, Sherrod, you have to go back to the fact of the deception, the blatant lies that were told, and the deception altogether. And it is not something that should be forgiven, especially by the sugar workers. They went to these people, they faced them, and they said that they were going to go in and they were going to reopen these industries. And now that they're there, they want to go and tell the same people. Well, actually, the clip that you just played, the audio clip there, Sherrod, they were being assured that they were going to be holding out and keeping to the promise that they made to them during the campaign. And less than a month after, what's going on?
Correct. Is a whole pack of lies. Now that particular factory, that particular packaging plant cost this country a lot of money. I'm seeing here an investment of 12.5 million US dollars. 12.5 million. Now, a million US dollars is 200 million Ghanaian dollars. Not so well. If it's 210 now, it's even more. But at least the base
Yes, we
would
just
be
pegged it at 200.
200. It would be 200 million. A million. If you multiply it by 12, it's a lot of money they spent to open that packaging plant. Well, they just sell it out.
But they don't have much value for the resource that they inject into that. At many times we look at things that they're doing, and you speak about it all the time, Sherrod. You say they love to do projects without actually doing studies and research and so forth. And when they put it out there now, on completion, what we notice is that they have to go back many times and break and rebuild and fix. But guess what? People making money when they do it like that. That's how it works with them. somebody got the money to do it, and somebody's going to get money to do it over. And like I keep saying, under the table business is what they're most concerned about. So whoever gives a better deal and those things, that's what's going on. So obviously they're not going to go invest in sugar, because they know for one it's not going to work. But now when they are offered better deals, and we are left only to assume that there is a lot of corruption that comes onto the table with everything that they do, because so says the index. The data says that they are corrupt. And since they got back into office, the corruption index for the country is showing that we are 2 points worse than we were when the coalition left office. So again, I like to tell people, go back to the data. We're not just saying these things. We have the support and evidence all together to basically corroborate what we're saying.
Yep. These guys cannot be trusted. Again, you promise one thing, you come in and it's something totally different. And even the manner in which everybody talking, the manner in which they've gone about doing this, blindsiding their own union, who have to right now and ask for clarity on this issue. If them writing is to be believed, they don't have time with people. And then you got the other estate there at Wales that has gone the gas to shoreway. And now even the farmers on the land given to them under the last administration, even that is being taken away. And they're going to come and tell you, oh, we care. Is that what they say? We care. That's what they say. They say we care. But them and is a pack of lies. A whole pack of lies. 12.5 million US dollars to put that factory up there. It gone. Right? It gone. And then they're saying, oh, the jobs will be secure and the people will be retrained in this new area. Who want to hear anything about that? Huh? If sugar is all you know your whole life. But what is striking to me, it seemed to be a double standard on the PPP side. Because when Granger did it to right size the industry, is one thing. The union wants to call out, GAWU wants to call out their membership and protest and all of that. But when their own people stab them in the back, it's a different setting. They got different names for it. Different names for it.
I'm looking at some of the articles that made reference to the fact that the head of GAHU actually is asking for clarity through the form of letter. And we spoke about this a whole lot. We will be continuing to speak about it a whole lot, because this was the platform on which they campaign. This was the main agenda item on every stage that they climbed onto during the campaign process. That is what they said they're going to do. They said they're going to come and they're going to make sugar sweet again. They said they're going to come and they're going to right the wrong, as they put it, as the coalition did. And we went to the length as a coalition to say that the right way to go with sugar is to right size the industry. That is the only way that it is going to be sustainable for us to right size. And they said, no, you're wrong, you're doing an injustice. And here we are, 2022, less than 2 years in with them in office, and they have begun to basically shut down everything. I don't even think they're going to be right sizing, Sharon. It looked like they're on a shutdown campaign right now. They're going to, once there is a factory somewhere that someone else have something better, more profitable for them.
Correct.
They are going to be shutting those factory down, and it's just a matter of time. Persons will be opening their eyes. They're going to be seeing, but this is a matter to take to the people on the ground. I would say, share it also, because a lot of the persons that work in those factories and so forth in the sugar producing subsector, those persons are poor people in Guyana. And I've been speaking about it all the time. That's not something that we want for Guyanese. Our producing country, we don't want persons to have to go out there in the wee hours in the morning, turn on with a cutlass in your hand and all of that. We want persons to be able to live comfortable. We want them to be able to enjoy a good life in an oil producing country. But where's the road leading right now? But the current administration, they have absolutely no intention of making those persons' lives better in that regard. What they did was they were completely deceptive in their promises, and now they have absolutely no choice but to show their true colors and actually just close things down altogether.
Correct, correct, correct. On all points. We got to move this country forward, folks. We got to move this system forward, and we cannot only be trying to favor some people against some others. And it's interesting to see when you look at it where some of these promised businesses and factories are going up. It's interesting to see where the monies are being spent. We got a lot of problems in this country now. We got a lot of problems in this country. Heaven help us. We got a lot of issues to work through. Huh? Not so? Andrew Cuthbert, Rita Clark, Castillo Edwards, a lot of issues we got confronting us. But a strong leadership is going to take to get us to where we're going to go.
You're absolutely correct, Sheridan.
Thank you.
We definitely need strong leadership, and I must say we need more persons speaking out at all fronts, not just strong political leadership. We need a lot of social group to also come forward and to put forward their position as to where they wanted to see this country going. It's always not about the political leaders just articulating their vision and so forth, but the country needs to get to a point where there's a collective effort to make sure that everyone is on the same page in the direction that the country needs to go in. So we're looking for strong, and I'm seeing strong people out there. So I see a lot of strong young people out there that they're very articulate, very knowledgeable. But the sad part is, these young people, they're a little afraid to speak out at some point in time because they don't want to be victimized altogether. So the political persons, myself, shared, we're here, we're speaking because that we are duty bound to come out and to speak on behalf of those people. But we also continue to ask those persons to utilize any mechanism that they can even stay in the background and push out their voices and so forth as to what is going on in this country right now.
Yep, yep, yep. And these Mashimani celebrations, happy Mashimani, folks, that are upon us, it has showcased a lot of young people, Julia.
Yes.
A lot of young people wanting to do a lot of good for this country.
Young
And we got to
talents.
continue to support them. A lot of young people. Right?
I'm super proud of them. I'm always super proud of Guyanese. When it comes to the arts and culture in this country, I believe a lot more work need to be put into that department. A lot more resources need to be put into that department, because when you see the competitions you've been given, the congratulations out to the winners of all these competitions and so forth, and you see young talent being displayed. And I dare say when Guyanese go abroad, they tend to stand out also. A lot of instances we have with our young people living here where they did not get the support that they needed and they left, and when they go overseas they shine and they come out above everyone else, above their competition. So we're super proud of the efforts being put in by the young people right now. We know we have the talent. We know we have the human capacity. We just need to develop that human capacity to get to where we need to be as a country right now.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, I'm thinking about some of these guys who made their debut again during this period here of Mashimani. And we got folks like, for instance, in the soca section, Nikita and Samuel Madas. You got Jomo and all these fantastic guys, really, really talented people. My God, but just the push that is needed. And we hope that, again, we can come together as a country and reflecting, Twitter. You spoke this morning, FYI, about reflections
Yeah.
on 52 years, right? According to good maths, not according to finance. According to good maths. And, we got so much to be thankful for and to be hopeful for as well. This is one of those pieces. We're going to play a piece for you. This is Granny Ivy Bumper. Bumper. Well, Granny below the belt right now.
Definitely.
Right?
That's way below the belt.
Take a listen, folks. Selector Andre.
Just because I old, I feel I ain't able with nothing. Granny don't play. Granny don't play. But you see, Granny, you feel move out the way. Granny don't play. Granny don't play. Well, oh, first thing, let me make this clear. Your boomsy must big like bear. When you're sick in your back right here, it must be way over there. This is how Granny does this. Have no fear, I have no stress. You shape up, try this, and I'm gonna show you who is the best. Granny don't mind your sweat. I live life, no regrets. Granny just put little gals in check. This pump part will leave you in a wreck. You can't stop this. Hands here. Now push back, slap this. Come let me give you some bumper tricks. Stop this. Hands here. Now push back, slap this. Come let me give you some bumper tricks. Oh Lord, bend over. Hey, roll your boomsy, bend over. I miss a oh Lord, bend over. Hey,
all right, just giving you guys a sample there. And this is another one by Nikita. And this another song that made its debut during this matrimony season. And Nikita has a bright future. One of those people, bright future ahead of her.
Lovely
Tremendously
young
bright future.
woman.
Tremendously bright future ahead of her.
Can't believe it. Travel over land and overseas. Never seen no one like you. What I mean is, you stole my heart from the day I met you. Oh gosh, can't get over you. No, when they ask me, hey, girl, where you from? You look so appealing. Hey, that's when I say, I'm from the land that could give healing. With sweet medicine, don't believe me. Take a trip in the market. Anything you want, you can find it right there. Don't worry about asking. Any talk wrong about that, just don't mind the black water. Take a sip, take a dip after. We gon' give you all the adventure. You want it, you can find it right there. We got it, right there. We got it.
Yep. And that is just like us. We right here.
Right here.
Right here. We there right here. We there right here. Just to give you guys a sampling of some of what is happening during this matrimony season. And we hope you guys got some time to spend with family. You know, it is described as rest after hard work.
Yes.
Juida.
Yep.
Right? We work hard. We need rest too.
Celebration, celebration.
We need some rest too.
Hard work.
Right.
And what better way to celebrate than with your family,
Yep. So, Carl Foley says the quality sounds good. And that's what is so impressive. We seem to be growing.
Yes.
We're going someplace, step by step. And, no thanks to the authorities, these young people have been out there holding their talents and, moving forward and making a difference, and just putting their best out there.
And we are, like I keep saying, the more we invest in these young talents, the better off we will be as a country. We have more to be proud of when we can send these persons out onto the international stage and say, this person is from Guyana. Oftentimes we look at different stars and artists that has made it big on the international stage, and we need to nurture the talents right here so that we can accomplish that also. So Guyanese will be proud of the international talent that we have the capacity to put forward. So let's move in that direction. I continue to say congratulations to all of those persons. You guys have been doing an amazing job. I am super, super proud of all of you. This make me remember my days as a teacher. That was one of the first jobs I did. And when you see your students go out there and they do well, you're so, so proud of them. So that's how I'm feeling right now. As a young politician in this country, I see people go out there and they do well, and I'm super proud because they are flying the Guyanese flag high, and we all want that level of representation to continue to grow, to build, and to develop beyond imagination.
Yep. So, guys, we just gotta keep putting our foot forward, and I hope those in authorities, as the good Sian Sharma would say ever so often, they are listening, because we gotta do right by this country.
Say it again, Sharon.
Authorities. You understand? Those in authorities got to continue to put their foot forward so that we can move this country forward, folks. You know, Nigel Hughes was on our morning program just the other day, Nigel and Catherine Hughes. And again, one of the things Nigel said was that there should be some things that are off limit to politics.
Yes.
Education.
Correct.
Health, right? GPL.
We hope. We wish.
Should be off limits to politics. And we just get on with the business of development. We just get on with it. But it seems as though it's one step forward, two steps backwards. Then boys come back, I say, this can be great again. That's what they promise. It can be great again.
But I was looking to see the magic happen because by all calculations that I had, there wasn't any going forward with with the way in which they were dealing with sugar. So I was looking to see what kind of magic they were going to come with. But lo and behold, again, a big disappointment to me. Nothing to show. I just have absolutely no other word to say. They are a bunch of deceptive people. They knew from the beginning they had no remedy to that situation, but they came in and they made promises just to make sure that they can secure themselves where they are right now. So all the persons that took those promises seriously, now that you are there and you're seeing them move in a completely opposite direction, guess what? You went and you helped support the system to get them to where they are right now. And right now, what they're doing, they are in the lovely air conditioned office and they are signing big checks and big kickbacks going on while you are at home wondering what is next. And this is the fact that we need to hit home to Guyanese all the time. It's one thing for persons to be deceptive to you and for you to believe them once, but come on, how many times do you believe the same lie over and over from the same set of people? It is ridiculous for me to assume that these very people that went and gave all these promises would be able to go back and promise a set of new things again, and they will be believed again, you know?
Yep, it's just like
52 years, Shard, 52 years. We gotta grow up.
We big and we got sense. We big and we got sense. It's just like the fella that told us and the PPP that we have a crime prevention plan as soon as they entered office.
But then we got crime going. Then we got high risk Saturday.
High risk Saturday, coking in biscuit, coking in box juice, coking in fried rice. I shudder to even think. Huh? Where's the crime prevention plan? There is none. But I know Sonia Paragon come quick and said it's Photoshop. Right? That promise, we the Photoshop it. Just like the 50% salary increase for public servants. Photoshop.
But I think we have a video recording of that being demanded on the floor by none other than Air Finale when there was no oil revenues to give any increase, when the resource, the capital, like he said himself that this is the first time we have the capital to do these things, you know? When we didn't have the capital, he said that he's demanding a 50% increase in wages and salaries. But now that we have the capital, according to him, for the first time, where is that 50% increase that he was demanding back then? You know, these are the things that we need. We need to hold persons accountable for what they say, what they promise. We need to hold political leaders accountable for their words.
The money gone, everything missing. Everything missing, gone, tie up, move away. How you want to describe it? Right? And they find every reason under the sun to tell you why things can't be the way they are, right? Things gone, things tie up, things whatever. I thought we had the audio there. I wanted to play it back, where they're talking about capital resources. Was that it? I want to make sure that we have it.
Capital resources. That is correct. You can
I'm
play
just
it. Let persons hear.
this so you can understand.
Let persons hear exactly what Air Finale was saying when he spoke at the International Energy Conference and Expo.
We never had the capital or the resources to build the diversified economy that we're talking about. That is why Alex mentioned that we've always spoken about the promises and dreams and aspirations of generations of Guyans. Today, with hard work, simplicity, and humility, we have the ability to make that giant leap, not only for Guyana, but for all of humanity, and we must do it.
Yep. That's what we're talking about. You heard it for
Guyana, with its
yourself.
natural characteristics, presents
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You heard it there for yourself. None other than Air Finale actually speaking at the International Energy Conference and Expo in his address there, speaking about the fact that this is the first time we have the capital that we needed all those years. We, as a country, everyone wanted this, that they have had this dream rather of this beautiful Guyana. Everyone had this personal dream of this wonderful life here in Guyana. But this is the first time we have the capital to make that possible. And before we had that, Air Finale stood in the National Assembly and he demanded 50% increase in wages and salaries. So I would have only assumed now that he sits at the helm of government in the country at the highest level, highest seat, the executive leader of this country, that he would have been making that possible, given that that was a demand of his back when they were in opposition. But lo and behold, that is not even being discussed at this moment.
Correct is right. Did you know I'm following some messages that were sent to me earlier today? And here is one person, we're talking about capital resources available, crying out, a citizen. The person says, "Good afternoon. Just wanted to say that white rice, right? White rice, the bag costs 1,700 on the East Coast. A few months ago, it was 1,200. Chicken jumped from 250 to 360. Can anyone intervene with these rising costs? No politics when it comes to staple food. We produce rice and grow chicken and likewise greens.
Yes.
We understand what happened in this country.
Persons understand, persons are following, persons are researching. Like I said, the information age, everyone can see what is going on and people are speaking out, and we are very thankful for that. So that woman is absolutely correct. The inflation inflation with the price of basic food items have been the most rigid over the past year. So we understand where she's coming from. I think another item, household item, is coconut oil that had exorbitant increase in the prices. The inflation rate of coconut oil is just that is on a level all by itself. So we have been speaking about it, and we've been making the point that the administration is not speaking about it. The PP administration is not addressing these things. That's the most important point to note. The persons that are at the level of the decision making, they want to go out there, do things without incorporating any consultation with the opposition. But what are they doing when it comes to inflation? Absolutely nothing has been done. So when the woman is out there buying the white rice at a $500 increase, what do you say to her? How is she supposed to manage to feed her family? Mind you, they these persons are only have been restricted to across the board 7% increase in the wages and salaries. So how do they tackle the 14% or more increase in the price of basic food items when they only have this across the board 7% increase in their wages and salaries? It doesn't do anything for Guyanese. It basically show that persons cannot afford to go out there and actually have a reasonable standard of living. Persons are living in poverty. That is what that is spelling out for you right now. Persons are living in poverty to the level at which we are producing rice, and people seem to not be able to purchase adequate amount of rice to feed their family. In Guyana, what do we say about that? How do we deal with those things at the level of government? We are yet to hear their policy coming forward. We're asking a
Yep, yep,
question, but
yep,
they're
yep.
not responding.
Yeah, but we're fighting forward. We're fighting forward. Cheryl Mulrain and Laverne Cameron, Chisung Henry and Dunsford Jeffrey. We can't give up in spite of it. In spite of it. It's a purpose we've been born to this time. It is a purpose. And we're fighting forward. There's a literal price for progress.
Yeah.
And then there's the other price that we have to pay. Right? Success is not just a one-off. And a lot of people stay on social media and talk about boots on the ground. They're telling you must be boots on the ground, but they boots on touching ground.
because they understand that there's a cost to that also.
There's a cost.
They understand that there's a cost to that also. A lot of persons want to fight the system, but they fear repercussions, and so they have so many things that's at the back of their mind when they want to go out and actually put their boots on the ground. But I keep saying that there's safety in numbers, and collectively we can do this as a people, to go out and have our voices heard as a collective grouping. So definitely there's a cost, and we've been talking about the cost of progress this morning, and who bears that cost of progress. And I keep making the point that it is you, the people out there, that is bearing the cost of progress, and more so the fact that the investment is not being made in you. So what is this progress that we're talking about? Is our country really progressing when you're seeing, oh, the GDP growth is looking nice and all of that? We have these major plans being announced by the government when it comes to infrastructure. But then on the human side of it, the most important side of it, you are left to bear the cost because the investment was not made in you, the people. And that is the fact that we have to keep hitting home to everyone out there right now, because it is not okay for you not to be invested in. It is not okay for the government to go out there for the first budget ever, drain the first set of funds that we have, the NRF fund. I don't want to say NRF, the Natural Resource Fund. The first time they're going out there, they've drained that fund altogether to put it into this year's budget to make it not just the biggest budget ever, but of I think it was over 40% more than the previous budget. And what do you have as a people out there, as citizens of this country? It is not okay. You should not be okay with that. You should not be okay with not having a decent increase in wages and salaries. And mind you, there was absolutely no announcement made. And I did ask one question in the Minister of Finance if he plans to meet with the unions to negotiate the pay increase for 2022, and he did say the government is willing and ready to consult with everyone. And I was pressing on that, because that is something that they do not do when it comes to consultation. They're never interested in engaging these unions, and that's why we see even Gau right about now, the member of parliament sitting right there not being consulted.
Yep, shocked and
with.
surprised that Elmore has gone.
He's shocked and surprised. But you know what? I dare say that are they having an election? And they have an election due, because he should be moved. He is wasting time there. He is not doing anything. And we need to do some research, sure, to see what's his actual payment for being the head of GAU. We need to look at that a little bit, because he has done absolutely nothing to represent those workers that he made believe that it was going to be going in a different direction.
Yeah.
So now he's just trying to butter it up, put some icing on it, because people will be calling him, those workers will be calling him and said, but you said this is going to happen, but
Yeah.
that's not happening right now.
Pamela
So
Jarek said it best. It's thief the money. Thief the money. Leonard Jacob says, I'm late, but I'm present, MP Duncan. Better late than never. Good to have each and every one of you. Hundreds of you are joining the live stream. Hundreds. And we ask you guys to share the live stream. Even Jaretta's getting into the habit now of saying share.
most definitely, you need to share the live stream. You need to share, guys,
Yeah.
because it is absolutely important. Like I keep saying, for each of us to do our part. And
Correct.
your part is simple. You're here, you are listening in, and your job is simply to click on share.
Yeah,
Click
yeah.
share.
Not
It's
everybody
simple
can be
as
boots
that.
on the ground. Not everybody can be out there fighting the good fight, championing the cause. A man met me today, he said, you're a patriot. I don't think of myself in those lofty terms. I just want a different country that we all can be proud of, and I'm doing my bit. Jarit is doing her bit, and all the guys at the back there leading our team here doing their bit. And we just want what's best for the country, like most of you guys. And sometimes all you can do is to help other people to get the information, which happens if you share the live stream. It gets back into your timeline, and other people tune into the program as well. You can also contribute to the program to help to keep us going. Folks, you don't understand what it takes to keep all of this moving forward, what it takes to get you the credible and valid information so that you're always informed of what is happening on the ground. And so Share the live stream, guys, and smash that emoji button. We want to see how you guys are feeling out there. Hundreds of you are still watching the broadcast, and hundreds will come back to watch it. And we want to invite you to share, share, share. You know by now, those of you who are new to the program, that we have several platforms available by which you can contribute to keep the programs going. We have the Cash App. It's the $ in the ring 592, the $ in the ring 592. We're available via PayPal and Zelle. Our email address there is in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. And then we got MMG, the GT&T system. That's the local Cash App. Number there is 627-6963. 627-6963. We are also available via Western Union, via MoneyGram, and you can reach us those places as well. You need any guidance, you can WhatsApp us to that very MMG number, 627-6963. We want to thank you guys for spending this time with us today. Sandra Holder and Desiree Emmanuel. Penelope Hudson. Penelope. Thank you, Penelope. Lena Jacobs came late, but here nonetheless, and we want to recognize that. Donald Joseph is here. Who else is here? Help, Churita, help. Call these people.
Andrew,
pick them up.
I see Andrew Cosbert here joining us. You know, Sharon, I'm not very good at going with these names. They go by so fast. I don't know if you said Sandra Holder. I know. I see Desiree Emmanuel says good afternoon to all. Hey, Desiree, good afternoon to you.
Desiree.
Jem Isaacs.
You better be a Jem.
Thanks for being with
Ravi
us,
saying,
Jem.
I'm here too. I'm here.
Roxanne Aaron. Hey, Roxanne.
Ravi. Good to see you, Ravi. Good to see you.
Ingrid King. I see Joylyn Cook, and Joylyn Cook is more so of a household name when it comes to below the belt. No. Ravi is here. Hey, Ravi, good afternoon to you.
Ravi, check your left, you know. Ravi's here. I recognize me.
Guys, it's always a pleasure to be here with you, Amanda Daniels. Amanda says always good to have you guys listening in and continuing to help us spread credible information. You are part, this is a mechanism, right, Sharon? Persons need to understand this mechanism. We come out here and we gather the information together and we disseminate the information to you when you tune in. But in order for the information to be fully disseminated, for everyone to get a feel of it, you have to do your part and to share the information so everyone could have. So we can have this mechanism in place that no one is left without hearing the truth. That is the task that we have at hand. And each of us, we are in this as a team together. We have a collective responsibility to make sure that we disseminate the true and credible information. That's why we come on and we say, share these live streams. Let persons be able to know, because we will not be able, we're not spending government money to be able to travel throughout the length and breadth of this country to go and follow them around. So when they go and lie in every neighborhood, we are there the other day to correct what they say. So when we come online, we need you guys to help share the information so the persons that would have been told, the people that they would have told those lies to, would actually be able to hear what the facts are. So do your part as we do our part, and collectively we will move this country forward.
Yep. I see somebody saying something about Sybil's pastries. What's happening?
Sybil's pastries.
You all have Sybil's pastries alone.
Okay, someone said, Sybil's pastry today.
Yep. Rowena Williams, Andrew Cuthbert, all you other fantastic folks. Thank you guys so much for joining the broadcast today. We're gonna see you guys back at it in the ring.
I'm hoping that shirt is a little calmer this evening. Actually, you just do your thing. Shirt.
Yeah, I nearly felt the belt. I think
shirt was about to hit someone with a bell last night.
God knows.
I don't have bail money, Sharon.
God knows. Good to have each and every one of you joining us today. Really good to have you guys. And we're going to see you guys right back here in the ring at 8. And then we start all over again tomorrow, FYI. Below the belt and in the ring. But thank you guys so much for joining the program today. Consider partnering with us, and let's continue to move forward from strength to strength.
It's going to be MASH tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be pretty exciting here in the studio. We're going to be all hyped up.
It's not Bacchanal tomorrow.
From 8 a.m. bright and early, we're going to be lit, as the young people say.
Talk the things. The lit is lit.
Oh my gosh.
Lena Jacobs, we love back to you. We love back to you. We love back to you. Thank you
Karen
guys so
Clark
much.
is saying that I'm blocked from sharing.
I wonder why.
I don't understand what's going on there.
I wonder why they block Karen. Karen is so bad, you bad. It's so bad, you bad. Thank you guys for joining us. Before you go, guys, ensure, as we said, share the live stream. Share it. Thanks for joining us, guys. That's our time.
Have a good one, guys.
That's our time. That's our time. See you guys later. Have a great afternoon.